So guys, this is a fairly big entry for me because I finally finished all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Art 5, the fifth installment in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. I've done reviews before for the original series GX, 5Gs, and Jetso, but ever since 2021, I've been trying to get all of the fifth series Yu-Gi-Oh! Art 5. Like I said in my Jet Show review, that series was the last of the whole series to be brought here in terms of the DVDs. So when it came to this show, I had to buy all the DVDs from America, and I've had seasons 1 and 2 ever since 2021, and I've been looking for season 3 for a while. But then, really, in November, a few months ago, I finally found it on eBay and watched the whole thing from start to finish, and I finished the whole thing about 2 months ago. So now I'm here to review it. I've personally enjoyed every Yu-Gi-Oh! Series before this to different degrees, and I've been really happy about collecting every series on DVD. So it was nice to be able to get this and add it to that collection. And just finish the series overall at last. So in the end, while I think this might be my least favorite of the first 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! Series I've seen so far, I had a fairly good time with this series. I do have some problems with this, and there are some things here that are kind of questionable, especially when it comes to like the continuity with the rest of the franchise. But I enjoyed the series for what it was for the most part. And so yeah, let's just get into it. And like I always say, I'll be discussing about the whole series from start to finish with spoilers. So if you don't want the series spoiled, you'll watch it, then come back and watch the rest of this. So the basic plot for this one is that the protagonist this time around is a 14-year-old boy named Yuya Satake who considers himself to be a dual trainer, and his dad has also been missing for a few years. He attends a student duo called the Yusho duo with his friend Yu Boyle and her dad who runs the duo. One day he happened to duo someone his dad was supposed to duo before he disappeared, and in this duo he learned a new dueling technique called pendulum summoning, and this causes everyone to want to learn how to do it, and especially the Leo duo which want to take down the Yuzo duo, and so Yuya and the other students try to save it, but then things start going crazy when two guys named Yuto and Yuzo arrive, and after Yuto is defeated in a duo, he disappears inside Yuya, which allows him to talk to him in his head. They then learn that the head of the Leo Institute, Jacqueline Autobot, is planning on doing something with a tournament he's setting up, and Yuya is expecting something. I'll stop there for now and get back to the plot in a second. I just want to talk about my overall thoughts on everything so far. So, kind of like a lot of the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, this show definitely tried to set up the rest of the series from the beginning, and you can tell there's something going on with all the weird things happening, like the pendulum coming in, and then the whole thing with the Leo Institute, and then me and Yuto and Yujo. So it tries to plan some interesting from the beginning, but I don't think it really keeps that until a bit later on. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Jet Show, I found a lot of what happened in the early episode to be not very interesting. Even if it did have some ideas that were interesting, like the idea of Yuto and Yujo who look like Yuya, but I don't think things really picked up until around the point when they start the tournament and Yuya start to understand a bit more of what the bigger plot is. Definitely into that kind of stuff is where it starts getting interesting, and we even learn more about what Jacqueline is doing and why he's trying to use everyone. And as it turns out, Yuto and Yujo are from different dimensions and are their dimension counterpart to Yuya. Yuto is from the XYZ dimension, which is where Zetsu is set, and Yujo is from the Central dimension where 5G is set. And that's really interesting to me because this felt like to me that they were going to do a crossover with the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, which these shows really haven't done before, aside from a few mentions and character cameos and the Bond Beyond Time movie, but the show doesn't really do that kind of crossover, or at least not the one I was expecting. But I'll get into that in a second. Anyway, Jackson discovered that his dad, Leo Octobot, went to the fusion dimension where GX is set in and took over Duel Academy and had convinced everyone there to take over the other dimension by attacking everyone and turning them into cards. This is why Yuto is here, because the XYZ dimension has been completely wiped out, and now he's trying to stop Duel Academy. Not only that, but the first season ends with Yu being taken and sent to the Central dimension, and so Yuya and some of his friends like Bronx and Silvio try to go to save her. And this is when we start the second season, and there are some other pretty important characters that appear in the first season, but I'll get into those later. For now, the second season takes place entirely in the Central dimension, and we see all sorts of things from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5G here. But there's huge differences between how things were there and the way they're presented now. For one, it shows that everyone in New Domino City are divided again, and the layout of the city is different too. Instead of there being the main New Domino City and satellite on another island, you have the city on top where the wealthy people live and the poor people live in the city beneath them trying to get by with what they can. This actually reminded me a lot of Final Fantasy VII, which kind of had a similar setting. Anyway, when Yuya and the others get there, they try to find Yu, but they actually find Crow there. It was really awesome to see Crow again. I think he's a very underrated Yu-Gi-Oh! Character, and I love that they got the original voice actor back for him. In fact, they meet a lot of old characters from the previous shows, and they get the original English voice actors back for a lot of them. I don't know if they got back all of them, but if they did, that's really awesome, and it was cool to see him and Yuya talk. But this is where things get really weird. Old characters like Crow and so on are back in vision from their but Plantagenet aren't. For some reason, the Plantagenets from the previous series aren't in this one despite going to their home. So we don't get to see Yuya interacting with Yuji, Jin, Yusuke, or Yuma, which is really disappointing. And all that happened in the fifth series in the franchise, like this would have been the perfect opportunity. I guess they do kind of explain it later on, but it's still so weird, just so weird. Not only that, but the characters' suggestions are different here too. Like it shows that Crow is back in the club trying to feed a group of kids that he's caring for, and Jackie back being his arrogant self and rising the rank to being the most famous person in the city. But we even get a new character in this named Shinji, and he actually reminds me a lot of Yusei. He looks a little bit like him and acts like him a little bit, and yeah, he hates his position as someone who's trying to prove the worth of everyone in the slums and get people to stand up for themselves, especially since everyone in the slums gets treated like garbage by the people above. So even with the different settings, they do manage to make us feel bad for them and make the people in the top city seem hateable. Speaking of, this series might actually have the most hateable character in the whole franchise, Roger. This guy does so many horrible things to make everyone's life a nightmare just so that he can have absolute power. In this, New Domino says he is run by some elderly people and he's trying to manipulate them into doing what he wants and do and so on. And you just hate him for everything he's doing, especially when the others come so close to winning, but he ruins it. So for this season, Yuya and the others are trying to stop Roger as well as fix New Domino City and find Yu. For this, they take part in something called the Friendship Cup, where they turbo duo, and Yuya wants to duo Jack as a way of making him see the error of his ways, but he gets beaten in the first time they duo, and this only made things worse, and so they're doing one duo after another with Yuya, Yuyu, Dawn, and Sylvia Crow and Shinji trying to make it to the top, and they see the cruel punishment done if they lose as well. So yeah, this season had a lot of things like that does make it pretty rage-inducing to watch them trying to do the right thing, only for a lot of things to go wrong, and seeing them get mocked left and right. Not only that, but Yuya is also starting to feel something going wrong with his head, like feeling something else is trying to take over, and Roger even takes advantage of that too. I will say, just like this is why I preferred watching season 2 more than season 1, with the uncovering plot being presented and so on. And it's insanely satisfying when they manage to ruin Rosie's plan and expose him and manage to get everyone on their plan. And the actual final duel of the Friendship Cup with Yuya taking on Jack again is pretty cool and satisfying when Jack changes his mind during the duel and Yuya wins. After that, they try to stop Roger, and Declan is able to beat him, and they even find Yuyu there, but then as a last resort, Roger sends them to the XYZ dimension, and they get split up again. Not only that, but Yuyu gets sent to the fusion dimension where Leo Akiba and Juliet Academy are. But in the XYZ dimension, Yuya, John, and Silvio actually meet Hype there, which is really cool. He was my favorite character in Jet Show, and so it was nice to see him again. And yeah, he just is standoffish as he was in Jet Show, and even accuses Yuya as and he even accuses Yuya and the others of being from Dual Academy because, like I said, the XYZ dimension has been devastated and a lot of people there are gone. And I like a whole bunch of stuff to do with that because we see Yuya and the other Yuya members from Dual Academy who are doing terrible things and being horrible people, and not just from the fact that they capture people and turn them into cards, but they openly enjoy the torture and all the pain they put people through. We even get to see that some characters from earlier are from Dual Academy as well, like Sora. Yeah, there's actually a character in this series named Sora, and he was trying to trick the others into befriending him and making them think that he was on their side. But later on, and especially because of his genuine friendship with Yu, he really did join their side. Yeah, we learned that back in season 1, but it's more important here because Yu herself is in the fusion dimension and actually meets Alexis there. Again, it was just really cool to see Alexis here too. And I think what makes it even cooler for me is that in this version of Alexis, it's supposed to be her from how she was in season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which was never dubbed, and I never got to see it, and so it was just cool to have a version of that dubbed in some way. Anyway, in the fusion dimension, Yu also meets Yusho, as in Yuya's dad, and he explains that what he's been doing there, and that Leo Akiba brought him there against his will years ago, and he's been stuck there ever since. Again, I really like Shu's reveals like this, and this leads to a fun thing there too, where Yuya and the others finally get there with Kite and Yujo and the others, and they try to get to Dual Academy, and believe in Yujo is going to save his friend Lulu. And that's something else that's really interesting, because Lulu is actually the Central Dimension version of Yuju, along with Yuto's friend named Rin, who's the same for the XYZ dimension. Anyway, they get to Dual Academy and duel their way through and find the girls and take down Leo and try to take down Leo. Not only that, but they're also trying to stop Yuri, as in the fusion dimension version of Yuya as well, who's basically the evil version and is an incredibly talented and dangerous duelist who does terrible things to people, and even defeats Yuzo, which causes him to be inside Yuya as well, like Yuto was. But that eventually leads to a bunch of stuff being revealed, like how Leo eventually telling everyone that the dimensions were once all together, and that he had a daughter named Ray, and there was once a duelist named Yart who let the victory he was achieving go to his head, and he began to get power that made him go crazy, and that led to him attacking everyone until Ray sacrificed herself to stop him, and both her and Yart were split into pieces, and the dimension things were right well, and that's why everything is the way they are right now. And not only that, but Yuya, Yuto, Yujo, and Yuri are the different incarnations of Yart, and Lulu, Yuto's friend Rin, and the girl from the fusion dimension named Selena are the different incarnations of Rei herself, and every time Yuto, Yujo, and Yuri are absorbed in Yuya, he beginning to come back. And not only that, but Leo was doing all this in a way to make like he was doing all this, like turning people into cards and all that, and kidnapping before girls because he wants to bring Ray back, and he will do whatever he'll do whatever it takes to do it. Again, really insane reveals just like that keep happening around this time. And this is what I meant when I said that maybe the whole continuity of the other shows is like this. I have a feeling the reason they're not acknowledged is because of this. Maybe, but you're really weird by that alone. But this is really heavy stuff, and stuff like this is in the Yu-Gi-Oh series isn't really anything that new because it's always been pretty crazy and insane with doing stuff like this. But this is this kind of stuff is definitely weird and crazy. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just I know that this is to be expected for the franchise. Not just that, but it's just really satisfying to get answers like this, and the whole thing of getting to this point is pretty cool to see, especially when we're told about what's been going on with Yuya and the others. Even if I'm not really a fan of everything that happened. For one, again, I just wish we were told what happened to the previous protagonist and the friend died, and especially with what happened to the dimension that Yuji is apparently from, because they talked about how the past three Yu-Gi-Oh series were in this, but not the original, so I'm curious to know what's going on there. Anyway, eventually after defeating Yuri, Yart is able to take over Yuya's body and begin to merge all the dimensions together as a way of destroying everyone. And so everyone tried to defeat him, but he's too good with you to be defeated until Ray herself actually takes over Riley's body. And Riley is actually Declan's adopted younger brother, and he uses his body as a way to stop Yart. And this is where things get even weirder, because after he defeated Yuya, Dawn, and Silvio are brought back home, and start living their lives like nothing happened, and they've forgotten what happened, and they've even forgotten about Yuyu herself. But eventually Yuyu's dad is able to remember her, and he's able to make Yuya and the others remember too, which leads to a part that shows that Declan and the others, and Declan and some of the others remember what happened too, and Riley himself has been reverted back into a baby, and the only thing to make things go back to normal is if they're able to make him smile by Yuya going for the different dimensions again and winning different duels. Yeah, just like that is where I feel it kind of going a bit too far with this series. And while I get that kind of a rule of the world with this, it still kind of weak, kind of feels like overboard at times. But anyway, Yuya does eventually win all of the duels until the last one is against Jacqueline himself, and everyone is hoping Yuya will win and be able to do it since they're all counting on him to make things right. And as you imagine, Yuya of course wins and this puts everything back to normal, and eventually Yuya comes back as well. I'm a little confused as to what happened to Yuto, Yuri, Lulu, Rin, and Selena. I mean, you do see them when Yuya and Yuyu see each other again, but I'm kind of curious. Anyway, that's how the series ends, and even Yuya gets to see his dad again, and it literally ends with him and his dad about to have a plain old fun duel together. So yeah, that's really the series. I didn't mention everything, obviously, but the general basics were mentioned. And as for the series overall, I don't know if I can express exactly how I feel about this series, but overall, I did finish it pretty satisfied. I can't say I loved it. Like when I finished the other Yu-Gi-Oh series, I came out of them saying I loved the experience of watching them, and I don't know if I can necessarily say the same here. But still, I did still really enjoy the series for a good amount of it. Clearly, the thing I loved the most were the constant plot points that were being discovered, and I did like the character's journey through the story too. Speaking of the characters, there were a bit of a mixed bag for me, I suppose. I did like Yuya more than I did Yuma, even though I did still really like Yuma as well. And I thought he was such a fun character in general, with usually keeping a happy attitude a lot of the time, but then the rest of all the bad stuff happened and get to him and get too much for him, and he begins to break down mentally, and we see that happen. In fact, the whole stuff with that reminded me a lot of when Jaden and the Supreme, with the whole Jaden Supreme Hidden stuff in GX, which may have been the intention because Yart is referred to as Supreme Leader Yart, so that might have been intention. I guess, but I was actually surprised Yu wasn't in the series as much as I thought, because she's mostly just separated from the others, but I still like her too, and it was cool that we got to see the interaction ways in which her and the other Ray incarnations interact, like Lulu, Rin, and Selena. But again, the main thing I found weird was that all the other protagonists weren't here, and I still think that was a shame, because like I said, I feel like with this being the fifth series in the franchise, it would have been the perfect time for a crossover like that. Though the only thing I can think of is that maybe Yuto, Yujo, and Yuri could have been what the protagonists were supposed to be, since they all have the traditional U in their names. And as for the duels themselves, I'm not gonna lie, even though the duels are the main appeal and the main aspect of the whole franchise, I personally just didn't really care for them this time, and so a lot of the time, especially when it looked like they weren't going to be when they didn't look like they were gonna have much to them, I just kind of fast forwarded through a lot of them whenever I got to it. So yeah, I just kind of didn't want to watch any ones that were gonna go on too long and weren't important, unless they were important. But even with but even with that out of the way, I like the big duos that determine a lot of what would happen, like Yuya versus Jack, or everyone versus Yart, or Yuya versus Jacqueline. And yeah, speaking of which, even though I had some questions and weird issues with the choices made about the other dimensions, I did feel like when we saw characters from the other shows, and it was cool and it was cool to even have characters from them talking to each other, like when Type meets Alexis and they start talking. That kind of stuff was really cool. And as someone who's a huge fan of this franchise, that was really cool to see. Kind of wish we could have gotten more, but it was still cool. Although I'm a little puzzled by something. At the end, everyone seemingly goes back to normal, and everyone's pretty happy with it, which I guess is to be expected for this franchise, but it also is kind of weird that everyone's pretty happy with it, and that none of the guys from Duel Academy didn't receive any kind of punishment for all the horrible things they did, because maybe they saw the errors of their ways and changed, but it's weird that none of them, even Leo Octobus, who started this whole thing, weren't punished for almost killing every person in every dimension. It's not much of it's not really a problem. It's just something I found really, really weird. But anyway, there were some other characters I just didn't like at all, like Silvio. I know his whole character was supposed to be super egotistical and full of himself, and I'm sure that was meant for comedy and all that for him, but I just found him really annoying. I never really found him likable. Even in moments where he was supposed to be really likable, I just didn't. Okay, I probably voted a lot of the negative for this video a lot, but I do want to express that I did still find this enjoyable, and I did enjoy the ride for most of the series. Again, like what I said for my review of Yu-Gi-Oh! Jet Show, it's kind of hard to really say a lot of these are great or anything, because this franchise isn't really something that the most like when it comes to all of the sequel series. But I do still find them really enjoyable for what they are, and I do still like this for a good amount of it. And when the plot was being unveiled in interesting ways, I was really happy and I was really enjoying this. And like I said, I do still really like a lot of the interactions, especially with Yuya's interactions with Yuto and the others too. I especially like how Yuto, Yujo, and Yuri actually helped Yuya during the last duel, and he even uses their dragons since they all have their own special dragon card. And overall, I'm just so glad I was finally able to watch this series and add it to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection. It was really satisfying to find the third series on eBay and finally watch the whole thing. And as for the future of this series, I'm not entirely sure because I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh! Range or 7 have been dubbed or anything. So even though I really want to watch them, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, I guess it could say me watching this series and finally adding the DVD to the collection and also just making these reviews and all that was such a nice way to make the collection grow and almost be like a tribute to Yuki Takahashi with me finally watching all the current available Yu-Gi-Oh! Series and having them in a collection like this. And so yeah, that's my review for Yu-Gi-Oh! Jet Show. So yeah, as always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all liked this video. If you did, then please like this video. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. Please follow me on Twitter at Daniel Maloney, Hey Hasten Disney, Fan Writer, Kingdom Hearts and Disney, please every day. And please share this video if you can and help me make my channel grow if you can, because that would be I'd be really grateful if you could all help me. And please subscribe for more videos like this coming soon. I'll see you all next time. Take care.